Hi everyone, and welcome to my no makeup work face because, yes, I'm still masking because children are germ factories. I'm here at work. It's about noon on Friday, and I have a very exciting and very busy, but very bookish weekend that I thought I'd bring you all along on. It was an early dismissal for the students today, so I have the next 3 hours to myself. So I can show you some of my classroom. I can't show you a lot in the classroom and certainly around the school just for my own privacy and student privacy reasons. But at 3 o'clock, I will be dragging Veronica out of the building with me because it is the town library book sale. It's the first library book sale of the season. So I'm very excited to get down there, and hopefully they have some fantastic books to choose from. They've been really great lately, not to jinx anything. Then I'll be coming back to school because it's also school play weekend. So they are doing Matilda the musical here, and I'm really excited because it allows them to combine the new middle school drama group with the high school theater group. And so, of course, I have to go and support my current students and my former students. Then tomorrow you'll come with me and Veronica and our coworker Amy to see Roméo et Juliette by Charles Gounod at the Met. And we're hoping to work in some more bookish adventures as well. And then on Sunday, I'll be meeting up with Marissa from Blatantly Bookish, and she and I and my mother will be going to see a National Theatre live screening of The Motive and the Cue. I'm so excited for all of it. I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done in there. I have been listening to my audiobook while I ate breakfast and while I ate my lunch, so I've gotten a little bit further into the last Chronicle of Barset. And let's go. Let's take you along for the ride. Let's head back into school and see how much I can get done. Book sale, book sale, book sale. Sorry if this is too close to comfort, but I'm trying not to get my background. Update time. I was able to do some grading after the book sale. I got 4 classes worth of material done. Still have 12 classes worth of material to go, but at least it's some forward progress. The online gradebook was just not cooperating today. In addition, I've just eaten my dinner and I got a great haul at the book sale. I have a fantastic bag of books here in the car, but I'm not going to show them to you just now because you're going to have to wait for my spring book haul, which will probably be up in about a month. So subscribe if you want to be notified about that. But for now, I'm going to get myself together and walk over to the high school to see the musical. Hello everyone, and welcome to the next day. These are going to have to be very short updates because my battery is running low and my charger doesn't fit. But I am here at my friend Amy's house. Veronica just pulled in and we're off to the opera. See you soon. Miracle of miracles, we made it! And we found a parking space! Woo! So we're off. Where are we heading first?
We're gonna go to Shakespeare.
Cool. Shakespeare and Company.
Shakespeare.
We are on the road. You don't have to look at the camera, Amy. It's okay.
Thank
You're
you.
driving.
I appreciate it.
We
I
are
want to hit a puddle and
no, you're good. We are very wet, but we made it. So what did you guys think?
I thought it was lovely. I also really like back end to the beginning. Like I thought it was very interesting that they had the end scene and then like they rose the curtain and the two of them were standing there immediately for the applause. Because normally you would go and lead up, but I did really like that and it's been sticking out in my head.
Yeah.
So, I mean, rightfully so. It's Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
So.
And they were really carrying it. So in a piece like that, they will typically do that, and I do really enjoy that.
I couldn't get over the size of the structures that held the amount of people that it did, and I want to understand the engineering of that. And I just thought the way they used fabric as setting was beautiful, and how they used her shroud and wrapped it, and you have those people pulling it, that big, huge piece of fabric that was so billowy, and how they used it as the tomb floor, and I just couldn't get over how they used fabric. And I was in love with his voice.
He was gorgeous. I said to them, I am famously picky about tenors, but what was his name? Baron? Benjamin.
BB.
Baron.
Benjamin.
Baronheim?
Yeah.
Baronheim? Gorgeous.
Yeah, Benjamin.
Benjamin. Yes,
Yeah.
he is French.
Yes.
Nadine Sierra, Samantha Hankey, Freddie Valentine, Will Lieberman, Alfred Walker. Everybody was fantastic.
He had so much power and so much gentleness too.
Mm-hmm.
He was really able to split the baby with that voice.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful.
It wasn't a look at me, look at what I can do kind of tenor. It was
Controlled.
just stunning.
They had chemistry too, Heather.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I saw.
My goodness, they had chemistry. I also love the harpists.
Yes.
in the orchestra. They were beautiful. They were so good.
It's amazing how, like, with the orchestra, normally when we go and see the opera, it's just like, alright, well, it's predominantly strings, but the way that they had the orchestra set up this time was like all of the cellos and basses were all on people left.
Mhm.
And then there's like a huge section of the violins and violas that went through the woodwinds and the grass.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
going to say something, but because you do marching band, I was thinking I'd be very stupid and I didn't know what I was talking about. But I'm like, that's weird.
No,
Like,
it is.
What's
It's
that all about?
It's
It
not
feels
like,
backwards to your typical opera,
Yeah.
to your typical orchestra setup.
Yep,
but I mean,
it worked.
sounded great.
Uh-huh.
I was very happy with the trombones and the French horns.
Mm-hmm.
The French horn was lovely.
They always are.
Yep, I do love a
And we
French
finally
horn.
got to see the organ.
Yep, we finally found where they hide the organ in the orchestra pit.
Is that with the hand that came out at the end?
No, that's the prompter box.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So where's the organ?
The organ, we spotted it. It was way off on the left-hand side, kind of under the stage, behind all the percussion and the basses and everything.
All
Way
you
at the back.
could see was like hands and like kind of like a piano setup.
I did not notice.
No, he was tucked in there. But I think if we didn't sit where we sat, we would have never seen him.
Yeah, because we had trouble spotting him last time because we were on the opposite side of things. Or her, I don't remember who was playing, but still.
I was also grateful that New Yorkers were not in a bad mood, considering this usually does set them off, this kind of rain. Everyone was in a pretty decent mood and polite and kind. And it was not as ugly as I expected it to be inside.
Yeah. No, everyone was very pleased with the production. It was very traditional, but I still thought it was absolutely gorgeous.
There is a place for traditional.
Exactly.
There is a place for it, and if you're not going to do traditional with Romeo and Juliet, come on. Because
Well, when it comes to Shakespeare, like the straight play, that I am up to seeing set absolutely anywhere, at any point, and I think it works, because that's the point of it.
all out Leonardo DiCaprio back in the 90s, that kind of Romeo and
That
Juliet.
one was okay. I mean, just very modern ones in terms of, what was it? I think Orlando Bloom did Romeo and Juliet when I was in
Oh, and it was
college,
great.
I think, on stage. Yeah.
Or like
And that
any
was
other
relatively
adaptations
modern.
that
Yeah.
are like the
Claire Danes.
10 Things I Hate About You,
Yep.
essentially, that kind of
But
thing.
that's
Yeah.
Taming of the
Those-
Shrew.
But that's what I mean.
Right.
Like some sort of newer adaptation in a different way.
Adaptations, hit and miss. 10 Things I Hate About You, I absolutely love. They did a really good job. Haven't
Clueless.
seen
Oh,
haven't
that's
seen
it.
She's the
That's
Man, so
She's.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Clueless, fantastic. But in terms of going to see the play on stage and it's still the original text, they just costume it differently, or the set is a different time, a different place.
Well, if you think
depending
about
on
it,
what you
in the
want to say.
1860s and the 1870s, they already reinvented it by adding it to music.
Right. Well, and that was my point, was that, I wasn't prepared to be as moved as I was by it, having read it and seen it so many different ways, so many different times. But it was incredible how adding the music did give it a whole other layer, translating it, gave some of the lines new perspective, what they kept in, what they changed.
Sometimes I felt that the prompter was translated differently, or it was the actual words from the text versus the actual meaning of the words being said in French.
I was going to ask you about that, the translation. Because I had to take a 18th century, 17th century French theater class, and I had taken a couple of years of French. However, we would all notice, like, that's not what whatever word is. And the professor would say, well, of course, it's 18th, 17th century French. It's not the same French.
Yeah.
It was very, very trackable. Like, everything made sense. There were only, like, a couple of times where I was like, okay, that's not the word I would have used. All right, no. But, like, it tracked.
Did you need the prompter?
Yeah. Or, like, I did, because with opera still is you're just enunciating it in a completely different way.
Right.
Justista!
Right, because you need, you wouldn't pronounce it, but there's a note there. You need a vowel to get that to carry.
Right. It was like, that's where I really noticed it when they did the justice. That was the first time I noticed it. Justice!
In some French, the E's will typically get overemphasized.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Is that
Even in music too.
is that regional?
No, it's just a standard thing. Singing in French is, you have to make adjustments like that. Singing in German, you have to make adjustments sometimes.
I think otherwise it would be very harsh, like saying music versus music kind of thing.
Yeah.
It also allows for a lot more rhyming at the end of everything.
Yep.
So,
Plus, you can't sing pure consonants.
shout out to the technician who eventually got that large
Column?
column situated on the floor.
Wow.
Yes.
It was hovering a foot above the floor for a while, first act.
They were panicking about that backstage, but it worked. It was great.
Yep.
I enjoyed that when you brought that up, Heather, that we were hearing saws and hammers and drills.
Yep.
Because I didn't notice it because of my hearing.
Right.
And I was like, oh, thank you for that interpretation. That's
Yep.
exactly what that sound is.
You do what you gotta do in the intermission.
They
Plus
did
some
have it
vacuuming.
hanged. That was scary. They had people walking under that column. What do you think that's made of? Foam?
I mean, it's probably not heavy material. I mean, at best, plywood sort of a thing.
Heavy
But
enough at that size.
Right, at that size, it was probably, yeah.
But, I mean, I can imagine it being out of foam or something that's definitely going to be more malleable or easily liftable, like, whatever.
Right. Well, and also the fact that they had people walking underneath it tells me it was probably planned that way.
Yeah. Oh, you think?
Yeah.
It was.
Because otherwise,
like,
people would have had blocking that said, and then you're going to walk around the
Around
pillar,
Right.
which, if it were me, I would still follow
So
that.
there wasn't anything wrong with that. It
No.
was wobbly.
Maybe
quite
not.
a
I don't know.
bit.
No,
Well,
and yes,
yeah.
because there wasn't anything wrong with it, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
However, when they put it down, it didn't lock into place
No.
like it should.
Ah, there we
It
go.
was like this.
That
Yeah.
was the issue. So it was hovering above the ground like a foot-ish, and they did have somebody entirely dressed in black sneak out of the side, like, entryway to one of the
Good
buildings.
catch.
Oh, you're
And they
good. I
snuck
didn't
behind
notice.
it, and we're sitting there, I think, to keep it stable. Because they
Wow.
went behind the column and then were not seen again.
Yeah.
Good catch. I didn't even notice that.
So the swaying stopped after that, and eventually it got settled. So but
Fabulous.
yes. So
Oh, thank you.
overall, well enjoyed.
Yes.
Very
Royals,
nice.
Gentlemen leaving saying that's the worst thing I've seen in 60 years. Last 2 weeks ago, somebody was saying,
Oh, when
wow,
It
you
was the
went.
worst thing they'd seen in 60
Did
years.
you agree?
No. But that was clearly someone who wanted the more traditional productions.
And last,
And-
the one I didn't go to 2 weeks ago was
Yeah.
more modern.
Yes.
I find it interesting that the people who often complain about opera are the same people who are wearing sweats there. Who say it's the worst.
I
Like-
didn't notice what he was wearing. But anyway, I'm going to put this down now. But thank you all
I
for
must
your
be
thoughts.
tired.
Thank you for coming with me. And I'll see you all in a little bit.
Happy.
Hi, everybody. It is much later at night, so I do need to whisper, and apologies if you can hear the wind outside. It is really howling tonight. But I got back from the opera around 7 o'clock and had some dinner, jumped in the shower. I did some extra skincare, so my skin may look a little extra shiny. But I just wanted to give you some more thoughts on Romeo and Juliet. It was gorgeous. It was, the music itself is just that typical romantic era, sumptuous, luxurious. I describe that music as I want to lie down and roll around in it. That's what it feels like to me. I was really surprised how updating it made me connect more with it. And I actually liked, spoiler alert, that Romeo and Juliet get a little bit of time together before they both die, and they're not two ships passing in the night the way Shakespeare originally wrote. I actually found that a lot more moving than them merely missing each other. But it is now almost 11 o'clock and I am so tired, so I am going to go throw my heating pad in the microwave and get a good long sleep. I'm hoping tomorrow to just do some charging and tech updates and read at the same time, because while today was fantastic, I got no reading done, audio or otherwise. So that's my goal for tomorrow morning before we leave to go see The Motive and the Cue. See you tomorrow. Hi again, it's me, very late at night, so I do have to whisper. But I was terrible about filming today. I was just really tired. But at the same time, I feel really energized. It was great to see Marissa again. The theater was absolutely lovely. And seeing The Motive and the Cue was fantastic. I have just done my skincare as well, so excuse the bangs being held back and the relatively shiny face. But like I said, The Motive and the Cue was just amazing. And there was one line in particular that stood out to me, which was one about how theater is thinking. It's pure communal thought. And that really resonated with me. And I think that's why it re-energizes me and just refuels me so much, in that it's almost a kind of communal meditation. It was just perfect. I think Johnny Flynn did absolutely stunningly, as did Mark Gatiss and Tuppence Middleton. It made me want to rewatch Cleopatra all over again, just to watch the real Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor. Though of course it won't feel quite the same because it won't be Tuppence Middleton or Johnny Flynn. But yes, just beautiful, wonderful weekend all round. And I don't have the Sunday scaries quite as badly as I typically do this time of night, which is really great, and I really hope that sustains me through the rest of the week. Thank you for coming along with me on this hodgepodge of a weekend. I hope it was interesting for you. And I'll be back very soon with another video. Until then, be safe, be well, and happy reading. Bye, everyone.